Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so yeah, I need to split up this whole video in two because things were like gigantic on just the disappointment. So right now we are just gonna be going about the good things because although, yeah, bad things get more views normally, this year I got a lot of good games and I go to say I enjoy playing a lot. I decided to take the same kind of format-ish. Not only like to 5 games, but the last two being ones that could easily, if something in this case go wrong, end up outing on this list, really out of this list, and going to okay games or even maybe a bad game, but I kinda doubt a bad game. Could go for disappointment, but I doubt it. Then you need to a lot of work to get out of it. The other two being the ones who, for fuck's sake, I don't see how people could fuck up really badly. Although there is one that maybe is questionable, but, well, personal opinion aside. There was no way that I would get this out of my list of the best games. The last one, the top spot, is the one that, in my opinion, I enjoy too much. Now, one very interesting fact is, I didn't play anything on PS4. So the two Game of the Year awards stuff, and aka Red Dead Redemption and God of War is not here, so can do nothing about it. Maybe next year we gonna get the, if we end up getting Red Dead Redemption on PC, maybe this is gonna be one of my next year top 5, but I don't know. Multiplayer may drag that fucking thing out. Now, without further delay, let's go for the first game that I do really think it's the one of the top 5 out of this year. So, this was an interesting choice. This one I really debate on if I should place here because it had one of the problem, the almost problem. It almost was good in many aspects, but in the enjoyment scale, I did enjoy the gameplay aspect, the down on the field stuff. I don't want to spoil much on this intro part of the thing, but in the end, that was the big problem of this game in particular. Everything was a big almost. It almost was great, and maybe it was a little bit the hands of the developer, like pulling the strings, because it did have a kind of a late, very long development cycle, and the fact is on the number 5 because decisions has been made to ensure then I doubt it then will be fixed. So I got enjoyment out of it. May with what they will keep doing, I maybe keep having enjoyment, will maybe keep being fun, and the additions will be interesting, but I don't know. So if you didn't guess the game, it is BattleTech. The problem with BattleTech was literally almost on many aspects, and principally on the plot. The history of the game is interesting. I enjoy the underdog fighting a revolution and doing stuff like that, but the fact is, I couldn't care less about any of the characters. Like, there is a gigantic amount of things happening, and characters almost don't show a lot of anything on it. And before anyone say, well, it is expensive to voice act everyone, allow me to say I don't fucking care to voice acting much. I play Tyranny for fuck's sake, and that thing end up putting a lot without much voice acting on some of the parts. Not only that, but there is a lot of other CRPGs who, well, run over without voices, and harebrained schemes should be aware of that. They did three amazing games. The Shadowrun series is great. And they don't count with one voice actor in the whole shebang. They could done the entire game without it. Now, the motorcycle appear again to ruin my recording, but let's keep going. I have to say, I do enjoy the game. The mechanics, the max, and all of that are great. The career mode, it's interesting, but on the career mode itself, with the closed map, it isn't the best. The reason why is, it's not there's not a lot of places to go, because there is, but if you do enjoy a specific house or something like that, the probability then they are not very they are not well represented on the map. It's kind of reasonable, so there's the chance then you're not gonna be happy on that one. But again, saying out of that, just talking to this point in specific, the career mode shows they are not willing to fix the campaign or improve on it. Flashpoints, as I said on the video about flashpoints, were one of the best ways they could do to, I'm not gonna say perfect it, but to interject and create a better environment for the campaign, give a little bit more of a meat to the fucking campaign. The fact that they could do this multi-lens deployment would be very interesting, allow a little bit of backstory to the side characters on your ship, and even allow a little bit more dialogue between the commander and Kamea, but that didn't happen. And the problem is still standing. You have a very interesting concept of a campaign. You go and recreate, you give back the throne to that girl, and then you don't have involvement. Maybe that was their objective, because they said they didn't want to make a RPG of some sort, so if that was the case, maybe they just should do the career mode from the start and adding small campaigns along the way. It's interesting how this stands to me, because I am a person about a single player game, and because of the fact of these best games, you're gonna see this being more on the nose. But I'm not going to deny, BattleTech kinda dropped the ball in many aspects, but still, it was good. It was a very fun game, and I'm afraid that maybe they will not fix the problems they have. And not only that, they are adopting the paradox fixed into its broken thing. Some people say that the new shop, the new way they deal with the shop or inventory stuff is great, but if you want to do a real mod friendly stuff, you maybe try not to break too much stuff. But that's just me being a little bit salty, and half of the mods are not working, and the fact that I kinda don't want to play Rogue Tech. I enjoy a little bit of a more light approach to the things. So in the end, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for BattleTech. A very interesting game indeed, that then almost reached a pinnacle of mech games. And because you're running a mercenary company, it scratched the surface of almost one of my dream games. And to say that, the fourth place in this list, scratched that a little bit closer. Okay, if you watch this channel, you know there is some type of dream games that I have. Games that I really enjoy, and each time a game like really goes close to the mark, I jump on it. I will tell this game praises, and I'm gonna be fangirling a lot about it. This was one of those. I played for the channel not only once, not only twice, but 3 times. Mostly because I fucked up. The first one was my fucked up, the second one was when my hard drive ended up going to heaven, and may God, the God of hard drives, be open the gates of heaven for him. And the third one, well, the third one was the last, and a very enjoyable playthrough. Both, all the 3 times that I played, the game was good, was very fun and enjoyable. Combat was not a strong suit of the game, and I can understand that. Not only to that, there is ways then you can avoid entirely, almost entirely, combat. So if you kinda already have an idea of this, kudos to you, you maybe watch this channel more than I think anyone would have watched. It is Phantom Doctrine. Phantom Doctrine was a fuck of amazing game. I really enjoy it. But it got the same problem than BattleTech on the campaign side. It was in some way too short. The art of the game is amazing, and that is a thing. Again, to show how that could be done, how BattleTech could be done, Phantom Doctrine did, and did it well. I was involved with the characters. My character, aka Deadpan, for the CIA playthrough, Omicron, Wizard. It was interesting. I was focused. I was enjoying that. More than that, I'm not going to deny, there was things that happened during the playthrough that make me laugh a lot. I would just tell one of the cases because for fuck's sake I really, really laugh out and I feel like I'm a monster to do that. There was this agent, I think was Dundee, I think. So I got her out of the cabal, I brainwashed her to my side, and then there was the Undertow event, then you have during the game. Then there is someone feeding information to the enemy, to the beholder, and you start to like dig through, and then the Dundee husband, ex-husband, calls you over and say she's working with your enemy, she's working with the beholder, and all of that stuff. And then you think, I got her, I got the husband, I sent her to a mission, got the husband, MKO through the man to see if he was telling the truth, and he wasn't. And turns out the guy ended up going vegetable on me. So, and then I look and say, "Look, Dundee, uh, sorry, but your husband, your ex-husband, literally tried to set you up, and we brainwash him. Sorry." She turned cold on me. Go to the beholder. But I said, "Well, that's not gonna end up well. That's not gonna end up here." I took her on a during a mission, I found her again, capture her, brainwash her, send her back, not as a saboteur, but with the classic combo, the code phrase and the Mason Gambit. Then, during the combat, during another mission, I grabbed her back and she worked for me till the end of the game. I'm not going to deny, this game can make you do a lot of fun stuff and turn you into a monster. But it's very interesting. I love the game. The art style was amazing, and that was a problem too. I thought there was too few of the art because I was looking forward to every cutscene because the art style of Phantom Doctrine is fucking amazing. The scene where on the same plot line, the art where like you have your character and Omicron like digging the hole, like seeing they bury the Undertow is incredible. It's very good. I wish there was more, and that's the problem. The game was so fucking great, was so cool. The problem was, I wish it was longer. I'm not gonna deny there is like 2 extended campaign mode, and there is 2 other full campaigns that will give a lot more, that will give different art styles. But until the midway point, the game is great. The problem is when there is a part of the game, I will not spoil, it turned like the developers. It's interesting because it seems the developers said, "We need to wrap this up. We need to finish this up." And that was a problem with BattleTech 2. There is a point again there that did that, and they put the pedal to the metal, and the game was fast. Now, I don't see a way. Then there was ways. Then this game could get out of this list. And this one, I'm not gonna deny, there's no way he would be a bad game, mostly because personal bias. But it could go to just an okay game. But art style, nail it. The concept, the campaign itself, like the concept of the campaign, the entire beholder stuff, and all of it, even if the third act dropped the ball a little bit, was superb, was perfect. I don't have anything to say. As I said, this video gonna be mostly me fangirling about stuff. And not going to deny, I enjoyed this game. I cannot say anything more than it's not me fangirling about the game. Phantom Doctrine was a very fucking great experience. I would recommend to anyone to pick it up. There is one caveat only. The developer promised mod support, and I'm not going to deny this game would really benefit from a mod support. It really, really would. Another thing is, if you know how to play your cards, you can like get a lot of cash. If you know how to trigger the events, if you like know how to play your cards right, you can delay everything. And the developer need to find like a way for the research minigame, the decryption minigame to be divided into two parts. The first one being allow your agents just to decrypt on the file and allow you to draw the lines. But I don't know. I don't have anything more to say. The game was great. It was a blast to play. It was enjoyable as fuck. And as I say, this was just me fangirling about most of the games. And the next one not gonna be different, because for fuck's sake, I love my grinds. I'm not gonna deny, I do love grinds sometimes. Most of the times. It's cool to just have a game when you can kinda turn off a little bit of your brain and just farm stuff. Listen to music and cool off after a day of working. That old saying, it's nothing better than get out of your workday to work on a video game. But there is something enjoyable on the grind aspect. The keep going until you get that piece of something and you want. Just one more level, just one more drop. That single magical drop that never comes, and you stay always pissed off, and you keep going because it's fun. And sometimes you can do this with friends. And well, I think there is not much I can say without not spoiling what the game was. It arrived late on PC, and that was maybe a problem. But I'm not so much pissed off. I'm talking about Monster Hunter World. There's no way that I'm going to delay, because for fuck's sake, I did have a shit ton of a time on that. From just the beginning, the story mode is okay. It's not like gigantically great. It's not something out of nowhere that would be blasting. It's not Shakespearean, but it is enjoyable. And as I said, I love sometimes just shut myself off, put some cool music, keep listening, and go grind myself something. And sometimes my friends just say, hey, let's kill some fucking giant dinosaurs, and I say, well, fuck, why not? a lot of weapons and cool weapons because, well, if fashion shows was a thing, I do believe that Fashion Hunter is a thing. Although, yeah, from a more problematic, they even kind of fixed with some of the sets being able to place on top of others. I enjoy it. I do love Monster Hunter. And, well, the amount of microtransactions that fucking thing has is gigantic, but all of those don't influence in game, and most of the time don't influence fuck all. The fact is, only things then you do because you kind of want to support the developer, because nothing is mostly even for your character-ish. Go cards, stickers, handler costumes, and stuff like that. It's really the pinnacle of I don't give a fuck. But to the end of that, I'm going to say Capcom did a great job of it. Releasing a lot of content from free, crossover with some fucking incredible things from The Witcher to from franchise they own too, from Mega Man, Devil May Cry. Now they are doing stuff with Assassin's Creed even. They are showing a willingness to work with anyone who trolled their opponent, I think. And I'm not going to deny, I have fun playing with that. It's a lot enjoyable to grind sometimes. It's a lot enjoyable to just sit and hammer down some monsters and feel like a badass wielding like a giant hammer. Or in my case, I'm a bow and arrow and people hate me because sometimes they do end up hitting them. But fuck, why not? And yes, I'm a casual. I do not use the much of the sword and shield because, well, someone would say Sword and Shield is the best weapon on Monster Hunter, and after the fact, then they create the fast wheel stuff was great. And another thing, taking out the fucking Monster Hunter out of the confines of the 3DS and portable marketing was fucking great. It was a gigantic idea. I can play on a good PC and not drop the fucking thing on my head when I'm playing half asleep. Because that was one of the things in the other Monster Hunters. I did play mostly on my bed, and I was most of the times I end up sleeping during the hunt. So yeah, I never got much far on the other Monster Hunters. This one was the first one that I really ended up going for it, and I have a blast from the beginning to the end. From hunting, although I don't enjoy much the CG stuff, this like the big outstanding monsters. They're like the I don't remember the fucking name of the lava volcanic whatever magic stuff. I mostly enjoyed the hunts per se, not the normal hunts. No, the CG I think was the thing they call. But I love the game. I love go there, find some monsters, and everything. I'm not going to deny. That's the problem on the top 5 games that I did enjoy. I'm just fangirling about because, well, this game could have so much things that could be wrong. They could be greedy on microtransactions, from microtransactions to character slots, from microtransactions to, I don't know, cosmetic stuff, more like your character, like transmog cosmetic. They even allow you to mod cosmetic to you. For example, if you like the look of a set, there is mods and Nexus mods where you can transmog yourself. You may look goof as fuck to other people because you're doing like a mix set and does not look very good. But for you, the way you are looking for yourself even, it's very good. And I enjoy that. The way they're doing this, Capcom knocked out of the park. They did a great game. They did very well. I wish more games did that, like more cosmetic stuff. And players would buy mostly because they want to support the company, not the development of the game they like. Because, and there is a thing, whatever you want, you can directly buy. There's no like other garbage stuff on it. There's no microtransactions. like loot box or stuff like that. You can just go and buy the outfit that you want for your handler, if that is your thing. And one more thing, I may be like out of that, but maybe out of the notion, they kind of announced an expansion, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, they planning on keep supporting the game, and in my opinion, kudos and Capcom. They did a great release with Monster Hunter World. They did a great release with Resident Evil 7, and I will not say it is a bad thing. They did amazing, and I will give they a little bit of goodwill. The goodwill that it was taken from many of years of fucking shit up with microtransactions on disc DLC and things like that. I will not give it back, but I will give it a light of a chance. So keep doing good, and maybe we will keep playing. And well, Monster Hunter World was a great game. I would recommend I would kind of recommend everything from the fourth above. From Monster Hunter World above, I blindly recommend to anyone. The other two there, I would highly recommend you look a little bit further down the line, see if there's any quirks that you don't enjoy. But everything from here on out, from Monster Hunter World above, I do fully recommend. My heart goes for it. Go and buy it. Probably on sale. I don't know. Go it. Take it. Let's enjoy the cold breeze. Wow, that was the worst segue that I could ever fucking imagine. And if anyone didn't know what I will be talking about, well, there's a possibility. There is some games about cold ones this year, so whatever. So, I played this one on the channel. For a long time I did play this one on the channel, and I fucking enjoy a lot. The game developer who did this, too, deserve a lot of props from the two games that I did play on this channel. So, if you know, I love strategy games. I love the management aspect, although not all the times I'm great at it, or good at it, I do enjoy it. I enjoy the sense of control of like building stuff, or even just managing finances and resources over. Like the balancing act is interesting, and I always will love it. And with all of that, and without delay too much, the game there is my second place, Frostpunk. The game did not, I'm not gonna say that it did come out of nowhere, because it fucking didn't. I was watching that fucking thing a long time ago, and I was thrilled about the concept. On the beginning, I don't know if I was thrilled about the set building. I maybe would enjoy a little bit more if it was like a third person stuff. But more than I heard about the game, being suit building, being survival, the aspect and everything, I was thrilled. And I enjoy every single second. Creating the buildings, the decision making, the fact that no matter what you do, no matter how much like you go for it, whatever is your choices, the game will always show the bad ending to you. Not the bad ending, but you know what I mean. Like, the game will show you the harsh reality, no matter what you do, and every fucking thing. The developers stick to the game, giving free DLC size stuff, then not going to deny, on the day and age, the two scenarios they give to people plus the endless mode could be easily sold from another $5 to $10, and people would buy. I would even buy it. They gave to people for free. That was a fuck of a great way. The developer is made a great idea. The game was incredible. Each and every challenge, each and every like nook and cranny of the game is great. I fucking enjoy a lot. There's no way that I There's no way more to say it. It was great. From the concept of a harsh reality, snow, almost unlimited resources, because, well, the trios, like the wood is quote unquote unlimited, coal is quote unquote unlimited, steel is quote unquote unlimited. Coal is the only one that I can say it is unlimited, mostly because the coal thumpers, but everything there is like an outline of unlimited ways of it, but it's still your most harsh resource people is the one that counts, and that is so fucking great. It's so cool how the game like narrows it down, shows you everything, gives you small tidbits about your choices. No matter what is the choice that you do, although even if like the momentary thing, like the momentary hope, the momentary goodwill, in the end it shows that everything was for evil good, for the sacrifices over religion and like the donatrination of the masses if you take the faith path, the dictatorial and fascist stuff of the fascism. And it's so fucking interesting. It is a game that time after time I go and play one role. Like even some, not always going for just the trying to play in a hard difficult, just play in a different way than I did play. And the scenarios the developer kept giving us, it is amazing. I hope they give us an expansion, something that we can buy it. It's strange for me to say that, but I hope they give us a new expansion with maybe. And that's an interesting fact. This is a game that is so like close. It's so interesting. Then I kind of don't know what more I could add there. So it's like a closed system. It's so interesting that I don't see what more I could like keep placing on a game that would make better. And each time that happened from each scenario, I do enjoy it more. I do see more stuff coming, and I kind of enjoy the surprise they gave us. Frostpunk is amazing. There is not much more to say. As I said before, this is mostly me fangirling about some of the games that I did play, and Frostpunk is a game that I played during this entire year, and I don't see me getting out of it in a long time. It's cool to just see how different things can go, how wrong things can go. And as I said, I highly recommend it. If you enjoy the city building aspect, if you enjoy doing harsh choices, something like this War of Mine or something like that, you're gonna get into this just fine. A great game and a very, very interesting. And I have to say, kudos for the developer for the way they are handling this amazing game. One interesting thing that I've been noticing during this recording session, quote unquote recording session, is talking about the bad or disappointing games were a little bit more easy because I could point out more specific flaws or problems or points than I wanted to talk. While during this whole shebang, I mostly can't like talk like point specific reasons. As I said, for example, with BattleTech, I enjoyed the moment where I was playing. The same goes for Phantom Doctrine, although I could like pointing the enjoyment of the art than I have and things like that. I could point more flaws because, well, that was the thing. On Monster Hunter World, the same goes around. The grind was fun, and I could not place the reason why I enjoyed so much the game. Same goes from Frostpunk. I just fangirling about it because I had so much fun on the game. Then most of the time, my critic mind just expunged somewhat, and that's an interesting perspective. How more like enjoyment I have in with the game, it seems more like my critical mind goes out. Maybe in time after time, like a year or two, cooling off, I could point out more problems of the game or something like that, but and try to analyze a little bit better why I enjoy all of those games. But it's interesting to see then to the first place, I think I can, even though I'm blindly in love with the game, I can point more factual things than the entire list below, and that's an interesting perspective. Even though I 100% believe that I'm going to be just saying that I enjoyed the game. There is an interesting thing. I love modern setting. I love games that take place here and now, or in the more close here and now. Not necessary from the today, but with the more modern aspects. I do enjoy an open world game, and, well, I love a history. A good history can make me forgive a lot of things. As I said a lot of times, I enjoy Phantom. Holy shit. I enjoy Alpha Protocol, a game who had a lot of mechanic problems, but was a okay history, so mostly I just said fuck, I enjoy it. Now, with all of that in mind, let's talk about my first place. The first place goes to Yakuza 0. I fucking love this game. I'm going to be coming out clean and say I never played a Yakuza before. Never. Never, never, never. Even during my PS2 era, I never played it. And maybe it was for the best, because I duly really enjoyed come out clean, like 0, without anything here fresh to this game. The fact is, Yakuza does not boast a gigantic map. It has a very compact map, but every fucking thing is there. The map feels lived in. You see people, you have quests, you have things, you go around, you enter in places. There is a shit ton of mini games. The map, although is not giant, it is giant in what are on things to do. The size of things to do are bigger than many of the maps. It's not just a wasteland. It's not even so. It's not just a fucking giant map with squares with texture plaster in and things like that. No, from quests for getting the game for a kid to manage your own. You know what I'm talking, for fuck's sake. The game is incredible. Like, a lot of things just fall into place, like, really, really well. I don't know if the franchise kept doing that. I don't know if if there is like the same amount of mini games than I have here, from arcade, from playing old Sega games to like everything, from karaoke to small fightings to small quests. Then does not go to the mini game stuff, but do that, and to the main history. I'm not gonna spoil, as I didn't spoil anything from here except from Phantom Doctrine, but well, fuck. Everything, like, it's interesting because every fucking thing falls into pieces. Like, the pieces falls in the right places. I literally fucked that analogy up, but whatever. As I said, me fangirling doesn't make sense. The combat, although it took a reasonably long time for me to, like, get the hang of it, I'm not going to deny that. I did suck during the beginning of a game. I did suck on the combat a lot. But I enjoy every single bit. As more as I mastered the combat, as more as I enjoyed the game, this history, the plot kept going up, and it was a very deep plot. It's like difficult for me to get like very into a game, but Yakuza literally got the hang of me, put me there and said, well, I really need to keep going on the history. I need to keep going on the play. And since Yakuza 0 is like a prequel for all the games, and now there is like the Yakuza being all the games being remastered, and not all the games, some of the games are being remastered, I'm far more enjoying and I far more wanting to keep playing the games, waiting for the next one to release on PC, and let's just hope that's keep being a thing. And I'm hooked. I'm always gonna I really am here to always buying the next Yakuza game. Maybe there will be one that literally goes but I enjoy it. Maybe there is some things wrong with the game. Maybe there is problem with textures and things like that, but those felt so like insignificant, so not a problem during my time that I didn't notice. And that's when I said on the beginning of this session, my enjoyment sometimes overlook. The fact that I'm enjoying my enjoyment of the game makes me overlook some things. And Yakuza, I could not see problems with the game. I just saw a great game that I want. I just saw like more. I just wish more games could have that. Yakuza is like a lot of what I like. A quote unquote open world game set in a more modern type, with a city there is lived in, with characters and things like that. And I will always enjoy it, no matter what, no matter how. This will be my 2018 game of the year. Even if not game, if it's like interesting, then there maybe Red Dead Redemption was better on that aspect, but I don't know, I didn't play. So yeah, I have to say, I enjoy playing Yakuza too much, and I'm looking forward for the next one coming from PC somewhere, somehow. I don't know, it's on my wish list. But ladies and gentlemen, this was the 5 games that I really love on that. Well, this is going to be an interesting part, but there is one more thing. With the comeback last time, I thought that maybe I should shove something else in this video. And thinking about what could be, I thought about placing like the game that I'm most expecting out of 2019, but well, let's milk that cow on another video. So yeah, I'm not gonna place that here. I'm gonna make another top 5, and that one gonna probably come out on 19. But whatever. And to this, I decided to look on a place that I do take a lot of my enjoyment. Well, I doubt many people will get this. So, what could be this surprise entry? Not surprise at all, but what could be? So, if you watch this fucking thing of a channel, you know that I do enjoy tabletop. The RPG type of tabletop. And one of the things that tabletop came from, besides the old war games, or somewhat choose your own adventure. Those are a very interesting thing. Those books are very fun and interesting. And if you know, there is a equivalent on PC. If you go on your Steam right now and type out choice of games or hosted of games, you're gonna get a very plethora of interesting games, to say the least. I mostly enjoy, not going to deny that. And, well, I have to say, after thinking a lot, I decided to place one here. Well, fuck off, this is my channel, I'm gonna shove some shit out of here. And, well, you could get out of on the 5 on Yakuza 0, so... So, what would be the choice? There was a lot of interesting ones from both the choice of games or the host of games, and would be a very difficult ones. Not going to deny I didn't play like on some of the ones who came on during December, but to be honest, I really think out of all, there was no one who would took the crown. This one came out of mostly during the beginning of the year, I have to say. It's not like a. It's really from the beginning of the year. Since I'm really like improvising on this, not even the skeleton is going. Let's take a look. Yeah, it was from March 15. For fuck's sake, it was for my birthday even. I really didn't notice that. So, without further ado and without filling up this fucking thing, the name of the one who gets in my opinion, the best choice of games or host of games game is Fallen Hero Rebirth. And if anyone going to question why the fuck I choose that one is because in some way I do enjoy superhero. I do enjoy the cultural aspect of superheroes. And in some way I do enjoy the more real-ish ways. That's a very fucking strange way to put it, but I do enjoy when someone takes the superhero concept and try to do something with it. Choice of games, there is like some things about superheroes, and the big one being Hero Rising, and like there is the new version of it, Hero Project, but I'm not gonna touch that with a fucking 30-foot stick simply because they decide to fuck up with my main character from the original series, so I'm gonna keep with my head canon. Thank you for that. I'm not gonna do that. And literally doing that just the sequel baiting, the sequel of your other book, is not a fucking good idea. It's a very good way to make me pissed off. But out of that, I'm going to say Fallen Hero is interesting. It's the first out of 3 books. And I'm not going to deny I should have read that before because I tend to be a little bit pissed off when I get that, when there is like more than one book and they only release the first, because that's a problem. If you never got on choice of games stuff, if you're not a very patient man, I would try to stay out of the ones who are mode work series if they are not finished, because it can be a long year or so until they finish the series. So yeah, not only finish the series to like release the next book. The Infinite Saga is something like that. Item Samurai of Hyuga is something that is up on the air. I do believe there is like Choice of Rebels, and there is some others there is on that. And well, Versus, but that fall in my category about Hero Rising, so go back to that one. But I have to say, Hero Fallen Rebirth, the first one of the 3 books, I think, is incredible. It's one of my favorites. And if you want like a tip for what game you should start, if you really enjoy like the style, go for Choice of Robots. Then if you enjoy the style of game, I don't know how I could say because it's literally just a choose your own adventure book. But if you enjoy the style-ish, keep on this one, then you can grab this one. And I have to say, if you go and grab it now, the things are like $2, maximum 3. You're gonna get a hell lot of time on those things than you might imagine. One thing, no graphic, no sound, nothing, just text-based stuff. So go for it if you enjoy it. I enjoy it, and this one is gonna be my best one for a long time. I doubt if it kept the quality than was on the first book, I have to say it's gonna be the best book. Like, it's gonna be competing with Choice of Robots. There is my favorite right now. So yeah, it's gonna be there. Well, ladies and gentlemen, with all of that being said and this tangent and what's interesting about, but more improvised than ever, I have to say then again, it is a 2018 was an interesting year for all the 17 people and the bots, if there is a bot here, because I don't doubt there isn't one. Thank you for watching, and well, see you guys on the next year and whatever. The same things go as always. If you have anything to say, leave a comment. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like. If you didn't, leave a dislike. As always, you're gonna leave in the description like where you can buy the games that I said here, and some good YouTubers to watch. Probably better than I, but fuck, why not? And, well, if you want to see what comes next on this shit show, subscribe. Because, well, that's gonna be interesting. And yes, next one gonna be, well, the top 5 games that I really want of 2019 that I'm, like, expecting. And probably because I want to place one more thing on the end of the videos, it's gonna be the best mod that I played this year. And there is some interesting mods, not going to deny. See you guys next time. Holy shit.